In this video, I'm going to teach you an important trick about square roots. And it's not really a trick, you really need to understand how the squares and the square roots work together. And I'll show you all the logic around it. So if we have a square of a square root versus the square root of a square. This is what we're going to learn today, okay? So let's start with the first one. What happens here? So the square and the square root cancel each other out. So the rule is when you have a situation like this, you first do the square root and then you square it, you end up with the answer that you started off with, which is the x, okay? Under the square root sign. So why does that happen? You start with a number, take its square root, then square it again, you end up back where you started. So that is why. So for example, if we have 31, we take its square root and then square it, we're just going to get 31 again, okay? So now let's look at this side. What happens when we have a square and then we take a square root of it? So you square the number first, then you take the square root. So the rule is when you have this, you end up with just x, the absolute of x, which means that the answer will always be positive even if x starts off as negative. And I'll show you at the very end, okay? So why? Why is that? A square root always returns the non-negative value even if the original number was negative. So let's see an example. So if we start off with 31 squared and then 31, we square it, and then we take its square root after, we end up with 31. But if we start off here with negative 31 and then we square that, we square negative 31 and then we find the square root, that's going to give us back 31. So the key difference is they behave differently. This is the key here. They behave differently because the order of operations is different. Here we do the squaring first, then we take the square root. Here we're doing the square root first and then we square it. So that's the key difference. And don't worry if you don't understand that right away. You could rewatch the video as well. Take a look at the description. You can download the ebook. In the ebook, there's a link to this very video. You could rewatch the video as you follow along in the ebook. As well, in the description, I have links to other videos of mine that are similar to this. You could check those out. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and thank you so much for listening.